Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Kevin's Trooper channel. Yep, we're back at it this morning. The garage is still a disaster, as you saw. So on the agenda today, straighten you guys up a little bit. On the agenda today, I got on YouTube and I was watching some videos about attaching these bumpers to the front of their trucks, and I saw several of them where people pulled their bumper off of their truck by winching. I'm gonna reinforce my bumper a little more. I just don't like the way it's reinforced. I was a little sketchy about it anyway, so I want it super strong. I don't want to have to worry about it. I may put 4 more attachment points on there. And so right now, my camera's fogging up, so I'm gonna let it equalize because I just brought it outside in this humidity. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. That'll take about 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back. I'm gonna get us ready to do some work. Thanks, guys. You see it fogging up by the second. We'll be right back. All right, here's what I'm thinking. Now that my camera's not foggy anymore. I'm not comfortable with this the way it is. I think this little weld right here and this little weld in the back is not going to be strong enough to pull off of. Now, what I wish I would have done is made this just a little bit longer where I could run a bolt through here and here and have a bolt going through sideways. So my initial plan was to cut this off and make 2 new ones and run a bolt through them. But if you'll look real close, this is pretty close to this right here, and it's not going to leave me very much metal, even if I do have a bolt going through this. So here's what I've decided to do. I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to put 2 new pieces of metal. I'm going to put one like this and one like this. And I'm going to drill a hole through this frame from here through the bottom, and I'll have 2 more brackets coming out this way, and that will go and attach to the bumper. And so I think if I do it that way, that's going to be strong enough with this one and this one on the side to make it work. Now, I'm tempted just to permanently weld this bumper on instead of trying to do all these bolts, but I've come this far. I'm going to go ahead and continue to make it where I can remove it if I ever have to, because I mean, you know, I am putting a winch in there, and if the winch breaks or busts or I have to remove it or whatever, I would have to cut the whole thing off and it'd be a huge mess. So I'm going to stick with the plan. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a piece of metal coming out here and a piece of metal in the bottom, and that's going to give me 4 contact points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'll be happy with it being strong enough, because if I run a grade 8 bolt through the top of this and through the bottom and have 2 more coming out with bolts and screws, and I'm going to weld this too, by the way. I'm going to weld this and put a bolt through it. And I think that if I do that and then come right here, and that'll put me another piece of metal here and another piece of metal here, and then I can just frame this up kind of like I did this long one and put brackets and braces and really strengthen this thing up right, and that way I don't have to think about it ever again. It's going to be on there permanently. The other thing I wasn't happy with is with these bolts, these bolt holes elongated like this, that didn't provide a lot of strength, because if I go to pull on this, this bolt has the ability to slide. So all that was actually holding it were these 2 bolts. And that's not the best idea either. So what I've done is I've cut off my original brackets that, remember, that were too short, and I'm going to weld this as a double plate right here, and I've scooted it forward to where the bolt sits right at the front of this. I'm sorry, right at the back of this. So now this is going to set right against the bolt, and there will be no way that that can pull forward, and the bolt sits against this, the back part of this plate right here, so I have nothing to worry about. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is just welding this up real nice and probably grinding this extra end off. I'm going to make it look a lot better than it does right now. I'm going to make this flush where it doesn't just look stuck on there. But yeah, that's going to make it a lot stronger as well, so I don't have that, you know, that extra bolt that just sticks out there for no reason. But yeah, that's going to make that a lot better so that I'm not just relying on the tightness of that bolt to prevent this from sliding forward. So that's the plan. Guess what, guys? It's hot. It's about 98 degrees, 90% humidity. I'm getting lightheaded, it's so hot. But man, it's looking good. Let me show you. I just wasn't happy with what I had before. Let me show you what it looks like now. Look at this. Yeah. Now, I still am gonna put a bolt, a grade 8 bolt all the way through this frame underneath. I'm gonna drill a hole through this whole thing so that it's just that much stronger. There's no way that can be pulled off if there's a bolt all the way through the frame, even if the welds do break. Probably wouldn't need it. In fact, now I'm thinking about it. I have the bolts, I have the bit. The bit was almost 20 bucks, I'm doing it. I put this little corner piece in here because I didn't want this to bow in because there's a body mount right here. So I didn't want anything trying to make this bow in because this is pretty thin metal out here. Man, that looks awesome, guys. Check that out. Now, I came on the inside and put a little piece of angle iron right here just to strengthen this up a little bit more. And that's looking awesome, man. I still have to grind down my hack job welds. I've done these already. I have to grind down the rest of my hack job welds. And then prime it and paint it up. Man, it's coming together. I'm super happy with that. Like, I'm comfortable pulling, hooking up to anything and pulling with that winch now. I just have to do the other side. And after that, I'll show you what we have. So don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, time for an update. This is what I got so far on my bracing on both sides. Now, I was about to put this brace onto this end just for one more support, but whenever I put this thing on, I had to stretch these to the sides a little bit to get them on, and I'm afraid if I put this brace piece here on, I'm afraid I won't be able to get these far enough apart in order to try to slip it on. So I got a buddy on his way over. What I'm going to end up doing, I think, is I'm going to end up slipping it on and see before I actually weld that brace in. I just have it tacked right now, and I may put it on and stretch these out, and then you can see I have a toe strap here, a ratchet strap trying to stretch it out, but I changed my mind. I'm probably just going to go ahead and slip it on and then see what I got and then put that brace on. But it's coming together, man. The bracing's doing really good. Some people might say this is overkill, but so what? I've got the metal. It's right here. It's never going to be easier to brace this thing up than it is right now. So if you're doing a bumper like this, great way to think about it. I mean, who cares if you weld another piece of metal on there? You're right here. You have the metal out, the grinders, the pieces are cut. It's no big deal to weld it up. And let me show you what I have on the truck right here. Look at how nice this turned out. Check that out. Now my plan here is I'm going to drill 2 holes here, and then I'm going to put the bumper on it, and I'll add a piece here and drill 2 equal holes in it, and that piece will go on the bumper as well. So I'll have it bolted here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 there. And I think I should be able to nearly hang this thing from that. Check that out. All right, I don't think that's going anywhere. Couple more braces to put up. Super excited. My buddy's coming to help me. He's driving from about an hour from here. He was bored, and I have the house to myself anyway tonight, so he said, what are you doing? I said, man, come help me with this bumper. So he's on his way. I'm excited. I've done the whole thing myself. Other than that, just a little bit of help here and there. So, yeah, I'm excited. So we're going to brace up a little bit and get this thing finished. We will be right back. All right, it's coming together, huh? Just a little bit more bracing, couple of bolts, and I think we should be good to go.